Welcome to Wrestling Talk. This is Cookie King 73, and today we are doing the Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank predictions. I'm also going to do something new tomorrow, which will be fantasy booking, which is where I book the two shows if I were booking the show, like who I would win and stuff. But the predictions are going to be based on but the predictions are going to happen. Then we're going to do something special for Friday. So let's get crack-a-lackin' with the predictions. Okay, the first match, well, this is in no particular order, is Ethan Page, a fatal four-way for the NXT North American Championship. It is Ethan Page versus Javon Edge. This is the Worlds Collide portion of the video. It's Ethan Page, the champion, Javon Evans, Ladero Kid, and Ray Phoenix. Now, I think the winner of this is quite obvious who it's going to be, and it's going to be Ethan Page retaining the title. Because I don't see a world where Ethan Page loses the title right away. It just wouldn't make much sense to me, in my opinion. Okay. The next match we're going to talk about is Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chica Tamura and Days. And I feel like Stephanie Vaquer is going to win. Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice are going to win. Because it just seems obvious. Stephanie Vaquer has been on, just been called up, and it would make sense for her to win in the long scheme. Okay, the next match we're going to be talking about is Legado del Fantasma, which is Santos Escobar, Angel, and Berto. Angel is Angel Garza and Berto is Humberto Carrillo, versus Dr. Wagner Jr., Panago, and Psycho Clown. I feel like it's quite obvious that Dr. Wagner, Pangogo, and Psycho Clown are going to win because Legado del Fantasma just hasn't been winning many matches, and I feel like it would just make sense for them to take another loss here. Not because I don't like them, just because it just would make perfect sense for the story they're trying to tell. The next match we're going to talk about is LWO, Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Jaquin Wild versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. I feel like this is where LWO shines. And so I'm going to say LWO wins this. The next match is already confirmed to be the main event, and it's El Hijo del Vikingo, Vikingo, and the current AA Mega Champion, which is the world champion for AA, versus Chad Gable. Now, I feel like Rey Mysterio is going to be involved, cost Chad Gable the matches some way, which means Vikingo would retain the title. Now we're going to head into the Money in the Bank portion of this video, the Money in the Bank portion. With the matches I'm least excited about to most excited about. There's only 4 matches, so one of the matches I'm least excited about is Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Who do I think is going to win this? I think they're not going to have Cody Rhodes lose to John Cena twice in a row. That's the reason why I think he's going to be pinning Jey Uso. So John Cena and Logan Paul win because they sort of have to. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes work good together. John Cena is the only one I'm worried about. Him and Cody Rhodes, because they had a clunker of a match at WrestleMania. So bad that I gave it a 0. Jey Uso and Logan Paul had a pretty good match at Saturday Night Main Event. So that's something to look forward to. The thing is, Cody Rhodes works good with Logan Paul. I'm going to say everyone here is head above shoulders over John Cena now. And John Cena is the WWE Champion and Jey Uso is the World Heavyweight Champion, which they should be defending their titles. But I digress. Okay. The next match I'm least excited about is because we already seen it, once, and this will be the second time we're seeing it. It will be last chance match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, the champion Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. If Becky Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lyra Valkyria is champion. If Lyra Valkyria loses, she will be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. That's just a lame stipulation match. Why couldn't you have a real stipulation? I think Becky Lynch is obviously winning here. Anyway, but it's still very lame. So, in my opinion, but I digress. The next match I want to talk about is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I get to pick two people here. It's Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano. I feel like if I was in WWE shoes, I'm going to either pick Seth Rollins or LA Knight. Nah, I don't think they're going to have... I feel like Seth Rollins or LA Knight has more potential to win it. But I'm not excited because, oh boy, Solo's in there. And then we'll get 1,500 interference like we never seen about like that before. So those are the two people I think could win the men's, possibly. I'm allowed to pick two because there are 6. Okay, next, the match I'm most excited about is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and it is Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Julia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer. I feel like there's only 2 options here. I think Rhea Ripley or Julia could win. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.